let's have a belated catch up on my sewing week. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne. And I'm here today with a slightly delayed roundup on everything that has been going on in my sewing world over the last week or so. So shall we start with what I've been sewing? The most important thing that I had to sew up last week or get finished off last week was my dress for Scottish Frocktails. I was making the Julia dress by Vicky Sews and obviously I managed to get that finished just in time. I did hem it on the day that we were leaving for Scottish Frocktails, but I got it finished off. I'll put a couple of photos in. We don't have the professional photos from the photographer at the event yet, but we did get a couple, so you can get an idea of what the dress kind of looked like. We will have a full review of our Frocktails outfits going up on our Northern Soul Sisters channel, so keep an eye on there for that. And we're also going to have a weekender type vlog of all of our antics over the weekend, so that will also be on the Northern Soul Sisters channel. Something else that I've been sewing up then is what I'm actually wearing, so I'll just stand up and show you quickly. So this is the Tammy Handmade Faye blouse, which is Tammy's brand new pattern that will be out in a few days' time. I've been pattern testing it. I really love the result. So it has 3 different neckline variations and it also has 4 different sleeve options. Lots of scope for playing around. Definitely achieve different looks by using different fabrics, and I love the fabric that I used, which is this Dashwood Studio Party Spot rayon. I think it's gorgeous and I'm loving the darker base for the autumn months coming up. And then I've also added these lovely buttons from Pigeon Wishes, which I think go perfectly. This, like I said, has been a pattern test. I've finished it and I've sent my feedback off to Tammy. I will share more, as in the link to the pattern, more images and things, once the pattern has officially been released next week. And then the other sewing that I've been doing, or rather preparation that I've been doing, was for the Studio 77 bag making autumn challenge, and I managed to not do any of the live sew-alongs, but I did watch them back. So I've done the prepping stage, which is all of the cutting out and the interfacing and stabilizing, which in bag making is one of the lengthiest processes anyway. So just to share the fabrics that I've gone for, I went for this as my main fabric, which is a lovely cotton canvas from First for Fabrics. I'm definitely keen on getting some of this to make trousers with. I think it's gorgeous. And then my lining fabric was from my stash. I think I bought this originally from So Confident, and it's this incredible cowboy rodeo themed fabric. And the blues in this boot in particular match really well with the blues in the fabric. So it's a great combination. Like I said, I've prepped it all and I really enjoyed following along with Emma's videos. She's such a great teacher and I'm ready to move on to sewing it, but I needed to finish this pattern test. The feedback for this was due tomorrow, so I wanted to focus on this and then I could go back to my lovely bag and get that sewn up. So speaking of bags, I just wanted to take a couple of moments to chat about the sponsors of today's video, and they are Teddy Blake New York. I was really excited when Teddy Blake got in touch with me actually to work with them, because they are a luxury brand that make gorgeous designer style handbags but without the designer price tag. I was excited to have a little browse of the website, choose my handbag and find one that really suited my style. Teddy Blake create lots of gorgeous handbag designs that are suitable for lots of different styles. They use premium Italian leather, so you'll get that real luxury feel and smell. The bags themselves are made in Italy with really experienced craftsmanship. They use all the same exquisite materials as luxury brands do, but you're not having that huge price tag attached to the product. The way that the handbag was packaged and wrapped up just felt luxurious. It felt really special to open that up, and from the moment I saw the actual bag I knew that I'd made the right choice. So you'll know that I've had a bit of an obsession with green recently, so I went for this gorgeous green handbag. It's called the Lola Vitello 12-inch green, and I just thought it would really fit into my wardrobe. I'm going to show you some pictures here of the way that I wore it last week. To be honest, I've carried this handbag every single day since it arrived because it fits so much in. To have a real luxurious leather handbag that's really sturdy, really secure, and really adds a touch of elegance and luxury to an outfit, I've absolutely loved it. I'm wearing it here with my Helen's Closet Falconer jeans and Helen's Closet Jackson sweatshirt on the top, and I think it just goes really nicely. The green of the bag picks out the green in the leaves on the jeans, which works really nicely together. I'll leave the link to the Teddy Blake website down below and you can go over and have a little browse. And just to mention that there is a link that will earn me a small commission if you do purchase using that link, so I'd really appreciate it. If you are interested, if you could use that link, that would be amazing. Thank you so much to Teddy Blake New York for sponsoring today's video. I have acquired quite a few things over the last 10 days or so since my last My Sewing Week video, so let's get started. I've got quite a lot to share with you. The first things I'll share are the things I brought back from Scottish Frocktails. The moment we got into the car with Ruan and Rachel, the three of us got into the car, Ruan handed myself and Rachel a gift, which was incredible. Not only was it in this really gorgeous bag, but it's just the most beautiful and thoughtful gift. Ruan has a very talented friend who has set up a business making these knitted signs. Ruan bought myself and Rachel one, so mine says sewn on the tyne. So I've got my full YouTube name there in this beautiful hand knitted design, and I just think it's gorgeous, and it's one of my favourite colours. Obviously Ruan knows me very well, so she chose perfect colour for me. So I'm going to be displaying that on the wall somewhere in my sewing room. I'm so grateful. Ruan is such a thoughtful person. She knew what we would love, and it was so special for her to give us such a beautiful gift. So I will link to Ruan's friend's Instagram account down below, and if you are interested in getting yourself one of those signs, she does words, she does images like animals and things like that, then you can get in contact with her and yeah, you can make her day by placing a little order. So yes, thank you again, Ruan. While in Glasgow, we made a little trip over to Sew Confident. I actually had a £30 voucher to spend because I'd been subscribed to the subscription box for 6 months, and you receive a £30 voucher at that point. So I knew I had that to spend, and they'd been very kind and said I could spend that in store while I was there. I went for a fabric that I've loved since it was first released, and they didn't have much of this left. I thought they had around 1 metre to 1.5 metres, and I thought, well, that's a sign, isn't it, that it's time for it to come home with me. So this is one of the Fabric Godmother viscose crepes, and there was just over 1.5 metres of this. So I picked this up, and I'd love to make a skirt with this. I haven't decided on which pattern exactly, but I think that'll be a really lovely skirt for autumn winter. I can wear it with like a slouchy black sweatshirt tucked in, little French tuck at the front. I think that'll be gorgeous. So I got that one, and then the other one I got is a cotton jersey in this lovely leopard print, and I'm going to make the Elysian bodysuit by Friday Pattern Company with this. I think that'll be really lovely worn with high-waisted jeans or my black lane pants or my black mauve skirt. I think it'll look really lovely. Again, perfect for autumn winter as well. We also were given some lovely Sew Confident labels when we were there. Rachel, Ruan and I each got a different pack, and then we split them between us, so we got 2 of each design. So we went for, all very perfect for us, cocktail glasses, a glitter ball, let's party. So yes, we've got 2 of each of those, which is absolutely perfect and great that we could do that. So thank you, Sew Confident, for the lovely gift. We got a fabulous goodie bag from Scottish Frocktails. So it came like this. So it was in a very useful project bag, which is a great idea. Then inside there's loads of discount codes for different companies, which is awesome. There was this lovely coaster. Beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. So this is from the Old Atelier sewing shop. There's a Tunnocks caramel wafer. I don't know how that's still there. Some snips, which is great, always very useful. Some needles. A label from Generates, but I can't show you that because you'll see the discount code. There was the most beautiful print of the venue, which had been done by Emma of Wild Campsy Studio. So Emma is one of the lovely ladies that attended, and I always love meeting up with Emma because we chat on Instagram here and there, so it's really nice. So she set up a lovely new business and she created this beautiful artwork and then had it printed for everybody, so that's so special. And then the other really special thing inside the goodie bag were some special labels designed and made by Victoria of Little Rosy Cheeks. So yes, absolutely fabulous goodie bag. And then one other wonderful thing happened at Scottish Frocktails, which was that I won one of the raffle prizes. And I won one of the best ones, I think, because I won a £30 voucher for Hey So Sister. So I'm very excited. I'll be keeping my eye out on her new arrivals before I jump in and spend that voucher. Right, should we look at some more fabric that I've been acquiring? I did say that I'm very uninspired by most of the fabric that's in my stash at the moment because it's mostly very summery. So I have been wanting to add some more autumnal or darker based fabrics to my stash. Well, not add them to my stash, but buy them to get sewn up soon. We were chatting about this actually at the weekend, and all of us were saying that we'd love to get to a place where we think of a project that we want to make, we buy the fabric and we sew it up. Or we see a fabric, we think of a plan straight away and then make it straight away. It doesn't go into the stash. That's the ideal really, isn't it? Because when you buy a fabric, you love it now. So when I look in my fabric stash and I see all these summery, bright, light viscoses, they're just not doing it for me right now. I just cannot imagine sewing or wearing them right now. So with that in mind, I've made some purchases. We'll start off with Beyond the Pink Door. Just before I share the fabrics that I purchased from Andrea, I did want to share some really exciting news. So you'll know, hopefully by now, that I recently started working for Andrea in that I write a lot of the ebook now that goes out with her subscription box. But I'm also going to be doing some other work with Andrea, and one of those roles is that I am managing the team of So Inspired ambassadors. So Andrea recently put a call out for ambassadors to join her team, and quite a large group of ambassadors were selected, very inspirational ladies. And I am not only one of those ambassadors, but I'm also managing the team of ambassadors. So I'm the point of contact for everybody. I'm managing everybody's sort of projects and ideas, and yeah, it's all very exciting. So I'm delighted, as always, to be working with Andrea, but also to be working with so many inspirational people. I can't wait to see what is to come. But let's get back to the fabric. So I spotted these fabrics on Andrea's website. I refresh Andrea's website all the time, and I spotted these ones go up, and I knew I wanted to get my order in before she did her Sunday night live, because I knew they'd get snapped up. So first up, this beautiful cotton jersey, which I think has sold out, I'm afraid, but the colours in it are just so me. Did I get a metre of this one? I think I was thinking an Elysian bodysuit. They'll be very different Elysian bodysuits, won't they? Completely different colours and vibes. So yes, I'm thinking Elysian bodysuit with that one. I've made that pattern 3 or 4 times, but I made the pattern before I kind of became aware that I needed to do a broad shoulder adjustment on most patterns. And when I put them on now, I can really see that the shoulder seam is not where it should be. So I need to do my broad shoulder adjustment before I make that pattern again. So next up, I went for this gorgeous checked cotton, just such autumnal vibes in this one. There were a couple of checked cottons that I could have gone for, but I went for this one in the end. My plan was either Sail Away Dress by Les Perlines, I think that might have been it, or it was the Named Clothing Asteri dress. However, I am making that one out of another fabric at the moment, so maybe the Les Perlines dress, that could be a winner. And then this beautiful viscose. I mean, isn't it gorgeous? If that doesn't say Rouen, I don't know what does. I love this one. It's beautiful. I ordered 3 meters of this one because I just didn't know at the time what I wanted to make with it. Possibly a Stylock Hope dress, something like that, but definitely some sort of autumn winter appropriate dress with this one. Just yeah, just beautiful. Next up, I've got a fabric from my sewing socials. So at my last sewing social, we had a lovely new attendee who is Vicky, who also happens to be one of the new Beyond the Pink Door ambassadors. So it was really lovely to meet her and chat with her. I've chatted before with her on Instagram, but it was lovely to meet her in person and sit with her for the day, and so it was lovely. She brought along a fabric for the swap table, and I don't even think I let her get to the swap table before I grabbed it off her. So it is this lovely striped cotton, which was in the Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box recently. It's burgundy and blue, but just super autumnal, and I really loved the colours. Now, my lovely friend Rachel made a pair of lame pants out of this. I would definitely make some sort of trousers, I think, something for the bottom half rather than a dress. But yes, I snapped that up, so thank you, Vicky, for bringing that along. I also received a really lovely gift from MerryMaid Fabrics. So I've mentioned them in the last couple of videos. They are one of the sponsors of my sewing socials for the month of September, and they were really appreciative of the business that I've sent their way. They've been receiving lots of orders from not only my SewToon attendees, but also from mentioning them in my last video, they've received some orders from that as well. So thank you so much if you're one of those people that have gone and placed an order. I had mentioned to them that I really loved the look of one of their new fabrics, and I asked if they could send me a couple more photos of it just so I could get a better idea of the scale, etc. And they did that, but also said they would really like to send me some as a gift if I loved it, and I do. It is this one. Now, since receiving this, I've then seen that the gorgeous Adele over at the Fabric Obsession has not only got this in stock for their shop, but Adele has made a gorgeous dress in it. So, and I think on their live they said that this would really suit me, and at that point I already had received it from MerryMaid, so I couldn't buy it from Fabric Obsession, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So this is a cotton viscose twill. So I think it's 50% cotton, 50% viscose, and it's got a twill weave to it. So it's printed, so it's just white on the other side. It's got drape, but it's definitely a more structured drape, and it's just got the most beautiful colours in it and that lovely design in the background. Just absolutely perfect colours for me, and again a bit darker, so perfect for autumn. So I'm thinking possibly a Stylark Hope dress, which is very similar to the dress that Adele's made actually, raglan sleeved, gathered skirt. So we'll be twinning, I think, me and Adele. But it's just beautiful, so I will link to it down below and you can go and check it out. So thank you so much to MerryMaid Fabrics for sending me that. I also ordered a couple of bits in the Fabric Godmother sale. So they had put some of their exclusive fabrics that they were phasing out into a really, really good sale. And I resisted for quite a while and then didn't resist any longer because, like I said, I'm wanting to explore more autumnal colours, darker shades, things like that. So I got this one, which is a viscose jacquard. So it's got this like coppery brown background, and then it's got these little pops of like a cobalt blue. I just got 1.5 meters of this. I want to make a bias cut skirt, which I think will look really lovely. And then I also got, I couldn't resist it, I got this one, which I think is a viscose jacquard as well. So it's from their rodeo collection, and I got 2 meters of this one. Again, I thought I could make a skirt. I don't want to make something like a dress. I think it's too pale for me to have as a dress, but I thought a skirt to then wear with a dark or a black top will be perfect. So it's not going to be a bias skirt because obviously it's got a directional print that I don't want to be on the bias. However, some sort of skirt in this is going to be ideal. And a couple of days after I purchased this fabric, I booked a rodeo themed bottomless brunch with a group of my gym friends, so it's going to be absolutely perfect for that. So that is it in terms of fabric that has been arriving. I did order some labels from the latest Little Rosy Cheeks collection. So I went for these ones which say "You Do You." I just love those because they're black and white stripes, and you know, big Newcastle United fan over here. I went for these handmade ones, so there's 2 different handmade designs in there. And then I went for these, which say normal gets you nowhere. And I just loved the like psychedelic kind of swirly design in the background. Always love supporting Victoria in her business. She's just fabulous. So in terms of my sewing plans for the week ahead, I'm going to be sewing up the Studio 77 tote bag, hopefully. I've also got a Maeve skirt by True Bias cut out in this fabric because I had plenty of this fabric left after cutting out this blouse. So I just thought that I'll get another project cut out rather than putting it into my stash. So that is in progress. I would quite like to get that finished off. I would also love to get the So Liberated chanterelle pants made up in time for the Thready Set Go pattern club on Monday. So I've got a few days to do that. I'm also heading to Nottingham on Friday to see Lewis Capaldi in concert, so I'm very excited about that. We're just away for one night though, so I've still got plenty of sewing time. I've got a couple of sewing socials on Thursday and then next Wednesday, so I've got plenty of time to get my sewing in as well. And there's also going to be a couple of exciting ambassador projects coming from Beyond the Pink Door next week too. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and seeing everything that I had to share with you. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you could join us here. And if you have the hype function, do hype that video. And if not, you can like the video anyway. That is a way that you can support me for free. Let me know down below which of the fabrics I've shared is your favourite. And yeah, I'll see you again soon in my next video. Happy sewing. Bye.